Okay, folks, this time we want to look at this bad boy here. The Nostromo by Lectric Panda, one of the greatest synths I encountered yet in the rack extension format. It's one of my favorite synths just because it has a dice button here, so we could dice around. And basically get another synth sound going every time we hit the dice. Plus, we get to choose which parameters should change. So if you found something useful, you could always haunt in and change specific parameters and disable others if you want. But today we're going to route something through there, and so we take our Dr. Octorex with the standard drums loop, but we drag whilst holding shift so it doesn't get connected, and we just connect it on the backside and drag it into the audio in and flip the rack with tab again. So if we initialize our patch and run our audio through, nothing basically changes. If you want to get a bypass button on this, you should hook this up into a combinator. The Nostromo, so you got the bypass button on the combinator. What we have access to is the filter section, mostly the stuff up here, not the envelope following stuff. The FX direction, so we could configure how our effects are hooked into another. And we get access to 3 good effects. Also, we get drift and stereo spread for our signal. You get 2 sets of 2 filters. You could either use in parallel or in serial mode. If you click this button, the filters go in serial mode. I would consider using both in serial mode because on parallel mode it's a bit harder to hear what you're doing. So we leave all of our effects disabled, and we set up a filter so we could just here for quick purpose, low pass filter followed by a high pass filter. We hear our loop now. As we hear, it's totally quiet because the high pass filter is working too hard. So we take this down. And we could take a little bit of the high end off. Or we choose a bandpass filter here. And we also get the second pair of filters, so we could these 4 filters work great to make some great adjustments to your sound. You could also choose a comp filter. What is very important now is we got 3 effects going: the delay, the reverb, and the comp. We activate them or enable them by clicking the screen button, and we have to choose our order. I would recommend choosing your order first and then enabling all these effects one by one so you could hear what you're doing. So for instance, if we take our compressor followed by the delay and followed by the reverb, we start logically with the compressor to work. So if you listen to if this effect is dialed in, we look at the delay in next. So and last but not least, you dial in your reverb. And if we change our FX direction whilst playing, you clearly could hear a difference. We could also play around with the drift and spread. So if we hear last time, we can totally hear if we drag spread all the way over that drift is doing at least something. I guess that's too little cool to get some spacious effects going. Even if you automate these frequency buttons in comp plus and comp minus mode, or if you get a bank pass with resonance going. If you automate this, you could potentially get very, very cool sounds out of this. But I typically would set something up that I like on the sound I'm currently working. So, for instance, if it's a synth patch, I will loop it and I will apply delay, reverb, comp, and filtering as I need it, but dial this as a parallel effect so that we get a little bit of wonkiness, unevenness, delay, compression, modulation, feedback, stuff mixture that simply gives us an old school vibe to it. So an organic feeling, so to say. If you want to automate something in here, you have also access to the mod metrics and the LFOs. Maybe if you trigger it, also the envelope. But you also get the option to use this dice button, because every time you hit the dice button, everything in here changes. So you get a total random outcome. I found this patch here. And if I don't like it, I just click the button a few times and play again. Yeah, I guess that's for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please leave a like and a comment down below. And if you want to see more tricks in Reason, please also give me a like so I see there's a demand for that. Have a nice day. See you next time. Bye.